Welcome, everybody, to the Avengers podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host, Peyton, and with me is my co-host, Torin.
Yo, how's it going?
It's going great. You know what yesterday was for us?
It was Disney Plus
It
Day.
was Disney Plus Day. Listen, about Disney Plus Day, we're just gonna be blunt. There wasn't a lot of stuff that was revealed, a lot of repeats and shit. So we're going to also have a topic in this one, too. We're going to be ranking all the X-Men movies. But, you know, news is still news. There's still a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. But first, before we get into that, why don't we get into some Star Wars news? It's actually some pretty ironic Star Wars news. Last week, I think it was last week, we talked about how they were fast-tracking an Old Republic movie and how that might push Patty Jenkins's Rogue Squadron movie back a year to, I think, 2024 or something like that. 2023, maybe. Well, now it turns out that Patty Jenkins' Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie has been delayed indefinitely due to scheduling conflicts. And I talked a little bit about it last week, but, I mean, she's got a lot on her plate. I mean, she's still doing Wonder Woman 3. She's doing an Amazon series. So, you know, this makes sense. Delayed indefinitely doesn't mean forever. She could still come back. They could replace her even. But that kind of, I mean, you know, delays, it sucks. Yeah?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta get that bag elsewhere. She doesn't want the Disney bag.
Fact.
Another piece of Star Wars news. Andor, the series about Cassian Andor, is going to release summer of 2022, which also coincides with Ms. Marvel also releasing summer 2022. Don't know exactly when in the summer, but it's coming next summer. So that's cool. So now we're going to move on to Marvel news. There was no DC news, at least not any of note. Lake Bell might have joined the cast of Black Panther 2. And if you're unfamiliar with Lake Bell, she is a very talented actress and also voice actress, probably most famously known of most recently as a Black Widow in the What If series and also Poison Ivy in the Harley Quinn cartoon. So she was spotted on set of Black Panther 2. Maybe she was just visiting. Maybe she has a role in the movie. Who knows? But you know, if she does, that's awesome. She's a great actress. She'll do great. Next piece of news is have you seen, of course you've seen it, but the No Way Home poster came out. What do you think about that? What do you think about that poster?
Yeah,
you like it?
That poster looks kind of lazy, I'm not gonna lie. And like regarded, you know, like I'm not trying to like, you know, shit on them for that, you know, but fans do a way better job than what we saw.
Yeah. I see a lot of people saying like Marvel has like bad posters, but I'm like, nah, it's just the Spider-Man one.
Yeah, it's just that Spider-Man one.
And it's not like all the Spider-Man ones either. Like that first Homecoming poster, that teaser poster, ooh, heat. The one where he's like laying down with the jacket and whatever.
Yeah, that was so pretty good.
But like, yeah, it's just the Spider-Man ones. I don't know what Sony's got going on over there.
Yeah, they just don't care at this point. Like, they literally should have just hired like somebody on Instagram to make them a poster.
Logic. Just get Boss Logic.
Honestly,
there's no reason not to get Boss Logic anymore.
And then like, but yeah, like I don't know why people are like, you know, saying that Marvel has bad posters. Like, have you seen Iron Man 3 poster when he's falling out the sky, bro? probably the hardest poster ever. Like, I swear. I don't get what people are saying.
Like I get like actually there is one Spider-Man poster that people shit on that I don't okay, they're not the best posters, right? I can acknowledge that. But people acting like they're the biggest piles of trash they've ever seen. And like I don't really see that. And like the Spider-Man Homecoming one where I mean admittedly it looks sort of like a generic Marvel poster. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
This is the one like, you know, where it's like, you know, Spider-Man's like head in the background and like shows like all the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People hate. I don't know why. like what I like. I prefer the teaser poster
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of the times minimalist is better, but I don't really see anything wrong with that other one. Anyway, so on Friday, this Disney Plus day, we had, technically it actually came out Thursday, but super exciting for people like us who love these movies and stuff. IMAX, the IMAX aspect ratio has come to select MCU movies on Disney Plus. So
Hell yeah.
you can watch, I think it's 13 movies. I don't remember which ones. I know like the big boys like Civil War, Endgame, Infinity War. Those are, I think Infinity War and Endgame are 100% IMAX. Maybe even Shang-Chi, because Shang-Chi's on Disney Plus now. Hip hip hooray. But stuff like, I think the first Iron Man and Civil War, not, I think there are only select scenes that are in IMAX. Regardless, seeing them in IMAX, awesome. Finally having that aspect ratio available to the public and whatnot is super cool to see. Actually, speaking of that, did you see that Scott Derrickson, the director of Doctor Strange, wasn't happy about that?
Why? Well, why wasn't he happy about it?
Because he was like, this was intended to only be in theaters. I was like, what the fuck's your deal, man?
It's almost like people make theater rooms in their houses. You know,
it's like it was supposed to be exclusive. Like, okay,
like stop gatekeeping movies, bro. Weird.
I actually watched
or gatekeeping
the
formats.
airport battle from Civil War in IMAX because it came out, and I was like, gotta watch Civil War.
I know, gotta watch Civil War for like the 1,000th time already.
Yep. So I watched the airport scene, and I had never seen it in IMAX, so I had literally never seen, you know, the scene where they throw the quote water truck at I think like War Machine or whatever. Like War Machine actually, like, he gets knocked under the truck.
Mm-hmm.
You physically cannot see that without the IMAX version. I was like, oh, I've never seen that before.
I actually never thought about that until you said it.
There's also people finding out like other things, like in Endgame, how the holographic Tony Stark at the end of the movie, like Rogers and Thor are there, and people are like, wait,
what?
Because their like heads are cut off in the not IMAX version, the normal widescreen version. But yeah, they're also standing there listening to Tony's little hologram speech.
Damn, that's pretty sad.
Yeah. So in other news, filming has begun on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. James Gunn, I believe, confirmed it on his Instagram, so that's cool. And also, along with that, Sylvester Stallone confirmed his involvement in the threequel. Obviously going to be playing whatever his name was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The Ravager boy. So that's super cool. I think James Gunn said he's like done or whatever. But at least with this iteration of Guardians of the Galaxy, but I have a strong feeling that he will return for like a Ravagers Disney Plus series, because he always said that he introduced those characters at the end of Guardians 2 with the intention to have their own thing. So I hope that happens.
For real.
Some Spider-Man No Way Home news. According to Tom Holland, he said No Way Home was, quote, dark and sad. He also said, you're going to see characters that you love go through things that you would never wish for them to go through. Now, this is super exciting. I think in another interview, he even mentioned how, I don't know if he has said it explicitly, but how the movie definitely delves into Parker luck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love these Tom Holland Spider-Man movies to death. I really, really do. But one of the things that is missing is the fact that Peter Parker does not just get absolutely cucked in these movies.
I know, right?
The one thing that's missing is that he just cannot have good things.
Yeah, and like that's the thing, you know, with Spider-Man, like these Spider-Man movies, like you don't really see like Spider-Man suffer. And that's what we're going to be seeing in this movie.
Yeah,
too.
We love the man, but we want to see him suffer.
Yeah, because like also the thing is like with Tom Holland's like comment like a couple months back saying how like it's gonna be more visceral. At least the hand to hand combat and scenes are gonna be like that. But I am also just hyped for like when you say comments like that, it's like really really more intriguing because people want this movie to succeed. There's a lot of hype around it, and plus like it's just a movie that like I feel like would uh shut a lot of people up because people complain about different things with Spider-Man. Whatever. Let me not get into that because
Right.
I'm gonna get mad.
Speaking of No Way Home, some images leaked.
Yeah, yeah.
We won't talk about them in detail here, but let's just
Let's
say
just say
there's,
stay off social media. Just stay
bro.
off social media.
Even if I didn't want to be spoiled, which I hate to be spoiled, but honestly, so much of this shit has already been like leaked in the trades and stuff. You can't get around it. But if you have gotten around it, or if I had avoided it thus far, I literally go to my explore page on Instagram and like the entire page was just those images. I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, just people just do not care right now. They're just everywhere. So if you somehow, some way haven't gotten spoiled, stay off the internet. Just literally completely stay off the internet. Ridiculous.
Yeah,
But yeah,
really.
it's very exciting stuff. That movie, it's gonna be one of those movies that even if it's bad, people are still gonna be hype about, and it's still gonna make money, and people are, even just for the fan service, people are gonna love it. With that,
Yeah, for that.
the next piece of news, some more Letitia Wright stuff. Yay, right? Letitia Wright's unvaccinated status may cause Black Panther 2 to get delayed because new CDC rules state that all non-citizen travelers must be vaccinated. And of course, as we all know, she's anti-vax because she's an idiot.
Oh my god.
So if she doesn't get vaccinated to, start shooting again, which we talked about last week, how, she can't shoot right now because of her injury anyway. But when she can start shooting, she's going to need to be vaccinated because of these new rules. And if she's not vaccinated, they can't shoot, which means Black Panther 2 could get delayed even more. If she refuses to get delayed, obviously the simple answer here is recast. Listen,
All right.
I'm losing my patience with this chick, all right? Let's just, you did it with Rhodey, you did it with Banner. Just recast if you absolutely need to. Jesus. Just get vaccinated. It's not difficult. It's not hard, man. Just vaccinate. But with that, it is time to get into Disney Plus Day. Now, what was your overall thoughts on Disney Plus Day?
I mean, like, I didn't see a whole lot, and that's probably because there wasn't a whole lot.
For real.
But like, I mean, I'm excited of what we got, to be honest, because like, um, a lot of new projects, a lot of new sneak peeks, and I just like to see the progress of the shows that we got to see.
Yeah, Disney Plus Day was very similar to DC Fandom in the sense that we got a lot of, not fake, that's not the right word, but we got a lot of repeat announcements. Like, it's just like, hey, we're still working on Moon Knight, or we're still working on this and that, and it's like, we know. There wasn't a ton of new announcements, but we did still get new announcements. Now, a lot of this stuff we knew from just stuff coming out in the trades and stuff, but it is cool to have official announcement on these kinds of things. But before that, I just talked about a little bit about like Moon Knight and stuff. There was some footage released, very small amounts of footage, but there was footage released of a little bit of She-Hulk, a little bit of Moon Knight, a little bit of Miss Marvel. Now, Miss Marvel, as I talked about earlier, is coming out summer 2022. Unfortunately, not coming out early next year. It's coming out this summer. Still don't know. We still don't have dates, which is really what I was expecting. At least to have like at least a month for when these shows are coming out. But no, it's just 2022, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is, right? But I know you didn't see the Miss Marvel footage, right?
Nope.
It was fine. It was like, because we got that sizzle reel last year. I mean, it was pretty much that. We got a little bit of footage of her, what looks like getting her powers. And people are like, because it got like delayed or whatever, and people are like, oh, they're going to fix it because of the backlash. I highly doubt that.
Nah.
Because we see in this footage that the way she gets her, well, not the way she gets her powers, but she's in this like purpley, fractally looking thing. I don't really even know how to describe it, but that's clearly how she's gonna get her powers. People just gotta accept this. Listen, I know people are mad about it, but that doesn't mean that this is gonna necessarily be a bad iteration of the character. I hate it when people judge off of like little information. Like, I know her origin is important, I get that, but that doesn't mean they can't change her origin and it still be faithful to the character, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
there's plenty of characters where they just changed the character outright, and it's still a great iteration of the character. She doesn't need the literal stretching embiggening powers. She can have a different kind of embiggening powers that work exactly the same, that's just visually different, and they still, keep the character relatively the same. You can have two different versions of the same character. It's fine. It might not be fine. We don't know yet, but it could be fine. We don't know yet. I just don't understand why people shit on something they don't know anything about yet,
Yeah, for sure.
The She-Hulk footage, what'd you think about that?
I think it looks good for what it was. A nice little, like, what it was, like 15, 30-second teaser. Whatever.
Like 15 seconds.
Yeah. Not gonna get into what people were saying about it, but I think it looks good for what it was.
Yeah, it looks good. Professor Hulk and Banner are there, so I don't know what that means for Hulk. Like, can he like transform at will? Is some set like prior to Professor Hulk? Some is set what looks like before Endgame, because he's Professor Hulk in some of the footage, and he doesn't have the fucked up arm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what that necessarily means as far as the timeline goes, but I don't know, maybe his arm is just better. I don't know. But you also have the Shang-Chi post-credit scene, minor spoilers, but Banner shows up, and he's human, and his arm is in a sling. So obviously, when the show comes out, I'm sure it'll all be explained. But the leading theory right now is that it takes place in between the 5 years that within Endgame. Along with that, we got the Moon Knight little teaser. Looks freaking sick. we barely saw anything, but it looks freaking sick. Just looking at the slight sight of the suit, it looks like that leaked suit that we saw a while ago now wasn't real, or maybe it was a test suit or something like that. I don't know, but it looks like it is a different suit. Regardless, the little that we saw looks freaking sick. So
love how loving the different accents with his different personalities. A little fun fact about Moon Knight. Since he
wants his fucking money.
Why does he hear Venom all of a sudden? Anyways, when he's fighting people, like, his mind is like his like personality disorder is so complex that like his mind like switches between battle, like when it sees fit. So I think it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it actually looks like it's gonna be darker too, which obviously is ideal for Moon Knight. Man, I think. Oh, I'm so excited for this, man.
I want this to be on par with Daredevil.
For real.
It
It
needs to
looks like
be.
it sort of has that vibe too. People are already making like comparisons and stuff. It looks freaking sick. I hope they can deliver. It looks like they will. Oscar Isaac's obviously a fantastic actor. You're right about the split personality things. It's looking good. I wish we got a full trailer, but I think they're still shooting. So
Yeah.
is what it is. So pretty much there's only one announcement from Disney Plus Day that we hadn't heard was coming already. And we'll get to that. But first, we have Marvel Studios is reviving the 90s X-Men animated series titled X-Men 97, and that's coming in 2023. So, I've seen a little bit of the 90s X-Men series when Disney Plus released. I tried watching a little bit of it, and it was good for what I saw. I just fell off of it. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for this, man. Marvel Studios delving into animation. We'll get into some more animation news a little bit later on. But yeah, man. Also, it's 2D animation, which is nice because everything's been 3D animation in recent years. So it's cool to get some old school 2D animation. I'm wondering how much they're gonna make it look like the 90s.
Yeah, I will be overseeing production on the set. I'm just kidding.
Oh shit. Really?
No, but like honestly, that's something that I really need to watch. I want to watch the X-Men anime series cuz like I used to watch when I was a kid, like along with like the Spider-Man animated series.
Yeah.
But like you said, I kind of fell off of it. But like I'm excited to see how this turns out because that's kind of like a big thing with me. Like like older cartoons, I would like them to see like a kind of like a newer, kind of like a remastered '90s version. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see how that goes.
Yeah, I was never an X-Men kid, so I never really watched the animated series. I watched Spider-Man, of course, because it's Spider-Man. But yeah, as far as X-Men goes, I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't really get into X-Men until embarrassingly recently, like like 2015 or 2016. Like,
Dang, really?
yeah, I had never even seen the movies.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a fake fan. I'm sorry. We also got confirmation that a second season of What If is coming soon. A lot of this stuff is just coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. Like no actual concrete date, not even a year, not even a month, which is tough. DC fandom all over again. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what we expected. Especially a lot of the creators were like, especially that one episode in season 1 got pushed to season 2. They were like, yeah, when season 2 comes around, season 2, season 2, season 2. They kept talking about season 2, so we knew season 2 was coming. So I guess it's cool we have confirmation, I guess.
Yeah.
Along with that, they confirmed Marvel Studios Echo is coming soon. Awesome. We've talked about this before. The character that's going to be debuting in the Hawkeye series is getting her own spinoff, which obviously means they're confident in that character. Daredevil ties, whatnot. Cool. We have that confirmation. We also got more confirmation that an Ironheart series is coming. Yeah, I guess.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Look, anyone who's an Ironheart fan, which I'm pretty sure that's pretty uncommon. Ironheart it's just I honestly, if people okay, so I want them to wholeheartedly change this character from the comics so badly.
God, I hope they do.
It is it is horrendous how bad her character is in the comics. It is just horrible.
She's just so stupid. She has tech smarts, but everything else, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm you are just a horrible character.
Jeez, man. I mean, she's making her debut in Black Panther 2, so
Yeah.
I hope they do something about that. But yeah, she's getting
I
her own
really do, too.
series. Hopefully I get turned around by the time Black Panther 2 comes out, but is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So this next piece of news we actually figured out was happening relatively recently. The Agatha Harkness series titled Agatha House of Harkness is coming soon. So there's that. An animated Marvel Zombie series is in the works. Now, when they announced it, it was kind of unclear what this exactly was, but it's been confirmed apparently that this is not connected to the What If episode. This is its own thing with its own continuity, most likely, which actually has me excited. We talked about it on the podcast. I was not a fan of that zombie episode of What If, so I'm very happy that it's in its own continuity. But because it's in its own continuity, I'm over here thinking they can do literally anything. They can bring like X-Men characters in there. Like they can do anything, you know?
No, they can't.
Yes, they can.
They can't.
They can.
Who says who?
Says me, just now.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm still kind of shocked that you didn't like the Marvel Zombies episode.
Wasn't
like,
good.
I mean, it's understandable, but like,
it's
understandable. Yeah, but I mean, I would like to see that. Yeah, kind of like I agree with what you said. They could do anything.
Yeah, like I saw what they were going for in that episode. They were going for like a sort of Shaun of the Dead thing with sort of like a thing. Like I got it. I didn't like it. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping this is 2D animation. I'm hoping like all these are like 2D animations. I want 2D animation to make a comeback. So I'm really hoping. Along with that, did you see the photo of Nick Fury in Secret Invasion?
Yeah. Yes, he has a beard. Rocking
Dude's
that
looking
beard.
Badass.
He has no eye patch anymore.
Has no eye patch anymore. Showing
he
off that
cucked.
cat scar.
I know, right?
Hell yeah.
Very underwhelming. Very underwhelming when we saw Captain Marvel.
People can call me a fanboy or whatever, but I feel like I'm like one of the only ones that like a lot of the stuff that people get real pissed about, I don't really give a shit about. Like I'm a little bit annoyed at the whole cat flirking, scratching at his eye or whatever thing. But yeah, like that, I don't really care. It's not like I don't care. It's not like I don't care about the character, but I don't mind how they did Hulk in the MCU. I'm just maybe I'm just a fanboy who thinks they can do no wrong, but also I don't like episode 5 of What If. So here we are. Yeah, we got animated zombies. Now the one thing that they did announce that I don't think anyone was expecting, that I'm the most excited about, is they are doing an animated Spider-Man show set in the MCU titled Spider-Man Freshman Year. This is obviously, just by the title alone, obviously going to be, following Peter Parker in his freshman year of high school, probably, how he becomes Spider-Man, probably going to see his origin, probably going to see Uncle Ben. Fucking MCU haters can shut the fuck up about that. Jesus Christ. I
know, right?
But, like you said, we were talking about it, off the podcast, but people are going to find their way to complain anyway. They're going to be like, oh, we did see it in live action, though. Shut the fuck up. Jesus. Yeah,
like,
this is...
yeah, I know.
This is super exciting.
Yeah, I know. Like, people, like, I've seen people... like they're like, can we get Spider-Man out of like high school, please? And I'm like, bro, shut up. Like, y'all never happy, bro. Y'all been complaining about like not seeing the origin story 50,000 times. You want Uncle Ben to say one line and freaking die, and it's like, bro, like, you cannot be pleased. Like, these people cannot be pleased.
Yeah, they really want him laying on the. They want a reenactment. They want him laying on the floor. They want him to go, Peter. Beat it. That's literally how he sounds like fucking Patrick Warburton. And have you rewatched that scene recently? He sounds like Patrick Warburton. No. He's like, Peter, I'm dying, Peter. Please. Please.
Peter. You're not that guy, trust me. You're not that guy, trust me. You're not that
Peter,
guy.
I'm not retarded, I'm handicapped. Please, help me. I got shot. I got shot. This guy named
Oh,
Sandman. You see him? He ran away in my car. Oh my god.
oh man. Oh,
Speaking of
dude.
that, speaking of Spider-Man, actually, next week we're entering Spider-Man mode with the Raimi trilogy.
Oh yeah, so I gotta watch it.
Hell yeah, I still gotta watch 2 and 3.
Yeah, we're entering Spider-Man territory.
Hell yeah.
You want know what that means? More comments to piss me off.
Hell yeah. They love getting mad. Yeah.
We cannot get away from these people.
For
Like
real.
my hair is going to turn gray next year.
Oh man. Last piece of Marvel news, unless you have more to say about the Spider-Man thing, but
No, I don't.
yeah. So next
Let's
piece of
move
Marvel
on.
news: Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is undertaking 6 weeks of reshoots, with Benedict Cumberbatch working 6 days a week. Apparently, insiders are saying that the main reasons are a lack of actor availability and COVID-related slowdowns during the initial shoot. Now, a lot of
But
people are like already jumping to conclusions like they always do, like, oh shit, the movie's bad or whatever. They're reshooting the movie and whatnot. I'm like, can we calm down and take take a second to maybe consider the fact that, hey, maybe it is just COVID related.
yeah, but Benjamin Benedict Cumberbatch said that it's exciting.
He did say it's
So,
exciting. There was actually a report a little bit ago, I don't remember when, that these reshoots were happening anyway. We didn't know the extent of the reshoots, but they were reshoots just like every other movie.
yeah,
But they did say that they were in these reshoots. They would be adding characters, so more cameos? Question mark. Apparently,
more.
Michael Waldron, the head writer of Loki and also the writer of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, is also writing new material for these reshoots.
Yeah.
Now, I can see how this could be worrying. I can definitely see it, but at the same time, again, is it weird that I'm not that worried?
No, because I have faith in them too.
Listen,
It's also a good thing that the movie got delayed to like May, so they have a lot more time to do things they need to do.
yeah, and if they need to, they could just delay it again.
Not all right.
uh,
Wouldn't
like
be a problem.
I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. But anything can happen. It could be really shitty for all we know. But yeah, so that's the news of the week. Relatively lackluster for Disney Plus Day. We're expecting like an Obi-Wan trailer and stuff, and that didn't happen, unfortunately. We got that little teaser ish thing with that concept art, but it's whatever, I guess. We didn't talk
Yeah.
about that, but there's not really much to talk about. just some concept art, like Inquisitor stuff, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, that was the news. Let's move into the topic. We're going to be ranking the X-Men movies. So because I haven't actually seen the New Mutants, why don't you hit us with a double whammy and hit us with your bottom 2?
Bottom two for number 13 is gonna be Dark Phoenix. This movie is fucking god awful. Uh, I don't understand why Fox has a hard time with the word continuity because it just flies out of their heads all the time. I just don't. I mean, the movie is just bad. It's horrible. I'm not gonna get into it. But then
Understandable.
my number 12 is the New Mutants. Granted, like this movie would have been better had it not been delayed like 10,000 times. But when it released, because I saw it on HBO Max, the movie isn't that bad. It really isn't. Like it's actually like a. I mean, I understand like its flaws because there is a lot of flaws and like a lot of like a little bit of like inconsistencies, but overall like I think it works like really well. Like, but it's still like at the bottom of like the X-Men movies
Yeah,
for
I've
me.
heard that how it's not the worst, but it's still a mess and it's still not very good. But
Yeah,
like better than people were maybe expecting, but still bad.
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, my bottom one is definitely Dark Phoenix. Um, I talked a little bit about this on a podcast previously on our top 5 worst non-MCU Marvel movies, but my God, this movie, to be honest, if I'm honest, there are aspects of this movie that I do enjoy, but man, is it piss poor. Like you said, continuity just thrown out the window completely. Just ridiculous. I don't have much to say about this movie other than the fact that it is trash. So why don't you go to your next one?
My next one is X-Men Apocalypse.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Um, I don't know about the. I mean, I pretty much only remember like the final fight. I'm so mad at like Fox because they always do Quicksilver dirty. Like Quicksilver should not have been incapacitated like that for like the entire movie. Um,
I mean, he got that mansion scene though.
he did get the mansion scene, and he did get the scene in what was it? First Class? That wasn't First Class.
Days of
What
Future
am I thinking
Past.
about? Yeah, Days of Future Past. Yeah, that one. He did get that. I still like. I mean, it's just because like speedsters. I'm a big fan of speedsters. I hate to see them get nerfed because I don't like seeing that. It hurts me. Um, that was also I was no, that wasn't that one. Because actually was it? Was it the one that we saw Wolverine in? Like where he's like all tied up and shit.
Or
And
he's
he goes
tight.
like berserk.
They're. Oh wait a minute. They're in the Stryker's facility and he breaks out.
Yeah, yeah, that one, right?
Yeah, it's Apocalypse.
Yeah, that was a highlight for me. That was a highlight.
Of course, it's Wolverine.
Well, yeah, of course, but that carries the movie too
I mean,
because the movie's horrible.
I think there's some more redeem. I mean, well, I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
Apocalypse's look is pretty bad. Oscar Isaac, I mean, well, he's a good act. He's a good
Yeah,
actor,
that man got
but
played.
he really did. Like, it was.
Good thing
I
he's
mean,
Moon Knight now.
honestly, I don't know what was like in the beginning of the movie, but like, it was just a bunch of like moans and like orgasmic faces in the beginning, uh, with him like getting crushed and everything. I don't know. It's just I laughed at that part at the beginning where like
Dudes were just
the
getting crushed.
yeah, dudes are getting crushed everywhere. And, like it was, I think it was funny.
Yeah. So
Wow, so edgy, so edgy.
my my next one is X-Men Origins Wolverine. Uh,
Wow.
look,
Ooh.
it's
Ooh, you're
trash,
not gonna like my
but
ranking then.
oh god, oh no. But there is aspects of this movie that I do genuinely like. The opening where they're going through all the wars and shit.
Oh
Fucking
yeah.
phenomenal. What a
Yeah,
great scene.
that was awesome.
Best part of the movie, to be honest.
Really.
But like, I mean, they did Deadpool so wrong, but at the same time, I got it. I mean, I still do love the part where they're in the elevator.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he comes out of the elevator and he starts swinging the swords all around and he kills everyone, slices the fucking bullet in half. And he goes, "Okay, people are dead." Solidified him as Deadpool completely, right?
Yeah, and then like you got the thing at the end
And
with him.
yeah, and then there's Gambit, who's wasted, and then there's the Blob, which is weird, and then Will.i.am's in it for some reason.
I
Liev,
actually like his. I actually like his character.
Liev Schreiber was a great Sabretooth, though.
Really, he is better than the one in X-Men 1.
It's not
One
about
was
it's not about
horrible.
the money, Logan. It's about the Mets,
the best,
baby.
baby.
The Mets.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with your take.
Yeah, it's bad. 2 out of 10. Not really.
What is that?
It's one of those movies that like it's bad, but I do enjoy watching it.
A guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
definitely a guilty pleasure.
Mhm. My next one is the Wolverine.
Same.
It's the Wolverine. The movie, like, it's bad, but like it's like it's like a guilty pleasure for me too, because the thing is like I wasn't a big fan of like the Silver Samurai thing, like oh like I want your adamantium, I want to live forever, oh because like I hate that. I didn't like that. Horrible.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
really bad villain.
I did like seeing like Logan having like a weakness. You
Yeah, that
know,
was good.
I like
Also,
that.
Hugh Jackman was like the most ripped he's ever been in that movie.
I know, right? He
Dude was
definitely was.
disgustingly ripped. I like
I did
Yukio.
like, yeah. Yukio was cool.
Hi,
It's fine as
Yukio.
hell.
Hi, Wade.
Yeah. Um, there's also like a also like the train fight. The guy just gets smacked.
Yeah.
I like that. I liked yeah, some aspects of the movie were good, but like overall it's not the best Mangold movie.
Definitely
Mangold like
not. We'll get to that
Wolverine.
one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
um,
Um
but yeah,
so that was your fourth one?
yeah,
Your
mine's
fourth,
mine's the
bottom four?
Wolverine too. It's for me. I was almost tempted to put Origins above the Wolverine. The only reason I put it below it is that I kind of took just movie making quality into account, and like while I would honestly prefer to watch Origins, the Wolverine is the better movie.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, the Wolverine was just boring, man. Like there's some good bits in it. They cucked us with the Wolverine suit.
Oh my god.
I'll never
Don't
forgive
even
them
get
for
me
that.
started. Don't even get me started.
Have
It
you
makes
seen
me
the rated
cry.
R cut of the Wolverine?
No, I haven't.
There's just some blood. There's just a little bit of blood in there. That's it. uh,
Yeah.
there's that scene where like Yukio's like, "I saw you die with your heart in hand." I don't know why she's Russian, but you know.
Yeah.
uh,
Oh yeah. Not to cut you off, but I hated that that poison bitch. I
yeah,
hated her so much. Such an annoying character.
all the villains were just weak as hell.
It's not that they were weak; they're just like horrible. Like I just
Yeah,
did
they're weak
not
as
like
hell.
them.
You
Like
know
oh my
the
god.
scene that I did like is when Logan is, I think he's going to the little, what is it, a castle? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever that place is where the Silver Stamp, whatever the fucking guy is.
Yeah. Silver Samurai.
And he's getting all the like the arrows in him. They're all shooting at him. And
Hmm.
that was a cool scene. I like that. Yeah, the train scene. But overall, man, this movie's like forgettable, which is unfortunate. Like, because Wolverine in
Yeah.
Japan is such a cool concept.
Yeah, and then it just like kind of fell flat. But I mean, wasn't it, I mean, I'm not gonna give James Mangold too much flat because I think that was like his first wasn't his first like Marvel movie.
I don't know. Probably. It might
So
have been
yeah, I'm
his
not gonna
first
give him
like
too much
big
flack.
movie, but my guy James Mangold, I mean,
He,
he figured
he's
it out.
great at what he does. Yeah, he did figure it out, which we'll
But
get into later
it
on.
also probably wasn't the direction. It was probably also the writing, too.
That's true too. Yeah,
Unless he wrote it. I don't know.
but yeah,
Actually,
that's
because the Wolverine financially didn't do that well, as far as I know, and obviously critically it did okay. So I was actually
mm,
surprised when they got James Mangold to do Logan. I was like it's not like I didn't have faith in him, but I was like the Wolverine guy, really?
hmm
But obviously that worked out real well.
yeah. My next one is X-Men Origins Wolverine above the Wolverine.
So why is it that high?
Why is it that high? Because
It's not
it's
very
a
high, but
guilty
why is it that high?
it's a guilty pleasure of mine because I also watched it as a kid, so that it stuck with me. Plus, I like at the time I like seeing that version of Daredevil. Daredevil. What the fuck am I on? I like just seeing that version of Deadpool. Like I like seeing him with like laser eyes and like everything like that. And as I like to see, I was like, wait, what did they do to you? And then he's like, he tilts his head. He's like, huh? um,
The
but
best
I
thing to
like.
come out of X-Men Origins Wolverine is the post-credit scene in Deadpool 2.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, he just sneaks up behind him, shoots him in the head,
Worth it.
and like Hugh Jackman's like, huh? Like what?
He's like, wait.
But I also, yeah, I know. I liked seeing. Yeah, of course, Leaf Schreiber is a great Sabretooth. I liked the kind of like the PTSD in a way of like Wolverine.
Yeah.
Is like I like that a lot. Stryker's always annoying. He's made to be annoying, horrible. Um, like you said, Gambit was wasted. Like I love seeing Gambit,
Yeah, he was cool in
especially
the movie too. Yeah.
that Gambit too. Like, I really wanted them to like because there was supposed to be a Gambit movie.
Of course, with Channing
I
Tatum.
want, yeah, I wanted that version of Gambit in there.
I
Um,
wanted him to have a thicker New Orleans accent.
oh yeah, but I mean it's all good. It's whatever.
No,
But
it's
yeah,
not.
I
It's
think
not
that's
comic
why.
accurate.
But yeah, that's why X-Men Origins Wolverine is like higher than the Wolverine for me. It's because like it's just like it was just watching that movie as a kid and playing the video game as a kid. That was like, oh wow, that's like I like this movie a lot. But it is still a pretty bad movie. Not as bad
Definitely.
as Dark Phoenix though.
For real. Next on my list is X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
I mean I like this movie quite a bit. I mean it's definitely not the best one. Obviously it's still bottom tier, but
Yeah.
I mean that Quicksilver scene in the mansion's undeniable. I mean
Oh yeah,
iconic.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Uh, man, isn't Apocalypse the one where they get the legit suits at the end?
Yes, I believe so.
Wasted, but also cool to see. So I'll give it a point.
Yeah.
We got cucked kind of, where Quicksilver was gonna tell Magneto that, hey, you're my dad, but then he didn't.
Yeah, I don't like that. I hate that type of shit. I
It
hate
is
teases like that.
it is what it is. But honestly, I mean, yeah, man, I had a good time with this movie. It's definitely not the best, but I certainly don't think it's the worst. It's definitely it's fun more than anything. And if
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it, it's gonna be for the Quicksilver scene.
Yeah. Didn't we watch that movie like 5 times?
You did?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hell no, I
But
didn't.
dude,
I don't think I
I
saw
saw I
it.
saw that I saw that movie so many times, bro.
I don't think I saw
Like
Apocalypse in theaters.
you didn't?
No.
I could have sworn you did with us.
Nope. Yeah, no. I
But
don't think
wait,
I was in X-Men back then.
I could have sworn you saw the movie with us, bro.
Nah, I definitely didn't.
Damn. But man, I saw that movie like 3 or 4 times. It was quite a bit.
Maybe that's why it's so
It
low
was
on your list, because you're tired of it.
Yeah, probably. And I think it's because of what happens in like Apocalypse. Um, it just I hate Dark Phoenix even more because
That was a good scene too.
yeah, I know she has to finish, she defeats Apocalypse, and then like well, we're gonna take that away from you.
Seeing a more accurate Storm was cool.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it was really cool. I also like seeing Angel in there too. Angel was cool until you got the metal wings, and then you got cucked.
God,
Psylocke.
that whole scene. It's like, look at us, we're cool now. We have metal. It's like, oh, jeez.
I know. I also like seeing Nightcrawler in that movie too. Nightcrawler was cool, and
Yeah, Nightcrawler was really nice in this.
and he's really coming in clutch at the very end.
True.
But yeah, I agree with your rating for Apocalypse. It's not as high on mine. For me, it's X-Men: The Last Stand.
Same.
Like you said before on on one of our earlier podcasts, they managed to do a better Dark Phoenix story than Dark Phoenix. I'm just hating Dark Phoenix on this podcast right now.
I mean, there's no reason not to. They keep fucking it up.
I know, right? But still, it's also one of those things where I liked seeing, of course, evil Jean Grey. I like seeing, I also like seeing Kitty Pryde in this movie, and also I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. That's
so stupid.
such a funny thing. But I think that with this movie, it could have been a good movie, but then they ended up like killing off like Charles Xavier, and it's like what, like why? And they had this like this like mutant cure thing, and it's like not right now.
They
Like
should
y'all
have
really
either
just
just
had
done the mutant cure, or they should have just done Dark Phoenix, not both.
yeah. Um, Other than that, I think the movie is like not. It's not as bad as I remember too, and it's not as bad as people make it out to be as well. But like of course, there are some flaws. There are some like things that they could have done better. But yeah, that's how I would see the movie. It's also nice seeing like Angel too. It's like his dad's like, "I'm gonna give you the cure, son. You're gonna go right back to normal." He's like, "No." Yeah, he's like winked out,
Yeah.
and he falls out the window. Yeah, I like seeing that.
I liked seeing
Um,
Logan and Jean's relationship. Actually, speaking of that, I really liked that aspect of, I think it was the Wolverine, right?
yeah,
Because she was like dead and he kept seeing visions of her. I thought that was really cool.
yeah. I don't know what it is about Logan and having like PTSD. I think it's like a highlight of his character too.
I don't know
I like
what's up with
seeing that.
Logan and what he sees in Jean Grey.
Yeah, she's a bitch. Yeah, she's a bitch.
And also, Taken. Back off, my
Yeah,
guy.
he is taken, and then like not only that, Cyclops is a dick to him too. So it's like why?
I like their banter. I wish we got to see more of that.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, X-Men Last Stand, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. Uh, and it's definitely still a bit of a mess, still more in the movie than there should be. But I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I think
Yeah, for sure.
I think I gave it like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 or something like that. It's
hmm
fine.
Um, so the next one on my list is the first X-Men.
Same. Stop copying me.
What do you mean, bro?
Copying my
It
goddamn list.
definitely was a like a solid start to the series. Um, it was nice seeing like Wolverine, in cage fighting and all this type of stuff. I kind of don't really remember the movie that much. Like, all I remember is like the beginning and like parts of the middle and like parts of the like end where like he's fighting Sabretooth on like the Statue of Liberty. God, I hate that Sabretooth. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's because I just love Lee Schreiber's Sabretooth so much. I like that one's just like horrible to me. Not horrible, but like I don't like it as much as Lee Schreiber's. Um, but yeah, I think it's a really solid start to the series. I mean, that's all I really gotta say. I don't really remember much about the movie, but it does rank that high
Yeah,
to
this
me.
movie, in my opinion, still holds up. I mean, this shit was
Mm-hmm.
released in 2000, and it's still solid. Like, solid,
For sure.
solid. I mean, obviously, the introduction of Hugh Jackman as his iconic Wolverine. The introduction of everybody, obviously. Uh, Seeing Patrick Stewart as Professor X, and he nails it because it's Patrick Stewart, you know?
For
But
real.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things how back then, the only thing you had other than X Men was Blade. Spider Man wasn't even out
Yeah.
yet, and it was obviously also just coming off of the Schumacher Batman movies. So, the idea of the idea of superhero movies were still like super like camp and stuff like that. So seeing Blade and X Men take this more serious approach, and obviously it delves with the discrimination against mutants and stuff like that. I have to imagine. I mean, we either weren't alive yet or we're barely alive. I gotta
Yeah, it
imagine
was
that
like
was fucking
really
goddamn
like.
cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I still watch it from time to time. I'm like, God damn, this is a good movie.
Yeah, and it's like like also the things like with the like the '90s and like early 2000s of like just them like every superhero movie having like leather with their
Yeah,
suits. But I still think the black X-Men suits are like fucking they're incredible. Those are like awesome suits. Probably need to get one of those one day, just like cosplay in it or like wear it around. Um, the next one I should dive into is Deadpool 2.
stop copying my God, fucking copying my
Uh,
list.
Yeah,
I know at
so
least our top two is different. I know that, I think.
no, it's definitely not. Um, but yeah, Deadpool 2, it wasn't as great as the first Deadpool, but it's still pretty cool. Nonetheless, I like seeing Cable. Josh Brolin is fantastic as always. Uh, I like seeing like more of the human side of Deadpool in this movie. Of course, we got it in the first film, but like I like seeing the development of that even more, and him connecting with that kid. I don't remember that kid's name. What the fuck is that kid's name?
The actor or the character?
The character,
Well, I know his codename's Fire Fist. Russell.
Russell. Yeah. So yeah, Russell. What a fucking name. Anyways, yeah, I like seeing that. I liked him. Like have like his like little like rage bit, and like in the middle of the movie. That was pretty cool.
I love the bit where
Uh,
he does. He like flips weight off and he does the whole rope thing and he pulls himself off to the side,
yeah,
which he
so
did
that's
really
funny.
well, by the way.
I know. I like the time travel bits of Deadpool and Cable. Like Cable seeing like his like wife and kids or whatever, and that was actually really really nice to see. Yeah, this movie is really good. It sounds good as the first one though.
How'd you
Like I
uh,
said,
how'd you feel about seeing Brianna Hiddlebrand again?
yeah, and dude, it's rock solid. Whenever I saw that movie,
Shut the fuck up.
bro, my mind
For
went
y'all that
blown.
don't know, my guy Torn here has a massive celebrity crush on Brianna Hildebrand. So
Went back up even more when I saw her in fucking Lucifer.
she was in Lucifer.
Yeah, she was in Lucifer. She was in the final season.
Oh wow! I'll never watch that show. Um,
Why?
don't care. I like
Oh my
Deadpool 2 a
god.
lot. I actually just watched it semi recently. I was watching I was actually watching the commentary on it. I think and with Ryan
Mhm.
Reynolds and I think the writer and director. Uh, I mean I really like this movie. But it's definitely not as good as the first one. We'll definitely get into that first one. But yeah, I mean Zazie Beetz as Domino,
Domino.
amazing.
Oh
Also
wait,
that Lux scene, like when you think about Domino and you think about putting her on live action, and they make a joke about it in the movie. You're like, how do we portray Luck? And it's like, well, obviously, she gets like disgustingly lucky. She just
wait.
walks.
How can I forget the best part? How can I forget about the best part of the movie?
Peter,
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 fucking Peter, man.
the
Dude,
goat
man
until
was
he
wanting to be a
died.
superhero, and oh my god, that was. Oh my god, I remember like that shit show of a fucking scene. Oh my god, that was just funny.
What? Oh,
The
when
shit
everyone
like remember
starts
like
dying.
yeah,
Jeez.
God, and freaking Brad Pitt in there for like 8 seconds.
Matt Damon and Alan Tudyk also make a cameo
Yeah.
as the
Fun,
rednecks.
yeah. Fun fact, Brad Pitt wasn't even paid at all for the movie. He's
Yep.
wanted a cup of
Just
coffee.
wanted a cup of coffee.
Love to see it.
A goat.
Really. But yeah.
Other than that, I mean, the you know what I thought was cool and also okay. So obviously, spoilers. Obviously, I don't know why the fuck you're here if you don't want spoilers. But Vanessa, played by Marina Baccarin, amazing, dies. Very what do they call it? Fridging, right? Uh, pretty generic, but at the same time, I actually think they did it pretty goddamn well. So every time he dies, he goes to that like underwater place. I don't even know how to describe it. I thought it was a really cool visual. I also liked how in these Deadpool, both of them really, the even though like 90% of the movie is just stupid jokes all the time, you know, uh, they do get serious when they need to, and I think
Yeah, for sure.
they do it really really well. And obviously it's one of those things. Deadpool is a specific brand of humor, and if you don't like that specific brand of humor, obviously you're not gonna like Deadpool. um but yeah, man, Dopender, amazing as always. Blind
Oh my god,
Al,
dude.
amazing as always. I
Dopinder, bro. We all need a dopinder in our lives, bro. For real.
remember when Josh Brolin was cast as Cable. I was like, yeah, I can see that, but also Josh Brolin.
Yeah. It worked really well for that movie,
It
and
did
I
work
want to see
really
him.
well.
I want to
Although
see him again.
uh, Josh Brolin notoriously does not like his performance in this movie.
Yeah, he said because he wants to do
Yeah,
better
he wanted
as
to do
Cable.
better, which I mean, fair enough, I suppose.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I actually, a lot of people's issue with this movie is Russell or Fire Fist, and I quite liked him actually.
I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Plus, like the kid's actually a pretty cool actor too. He like he's in Taika Waititi project
Yeah,
too.
Hunt for the
Like
Wilder People or something like
yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
that.
Uh
Yeah, the Juggernaut, seeing
oh
actual
yeah, yes.
literal
Voiced
Juggernaut,
by voiced by Ryan
voiced by
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, also face captured by Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I like seeing that. It was it's always funny seeing him in a jumpsuit.
I'm gonna rip you in half now.
Yeah. Dude, dude, I don't know, but I don't know why like that Juggernaut. Like when I saw him on screen, it made me happy. It really
Right?
did.
Oh, I thought like one of the funniest scenes was when Juggernaut like first appears and Deadpool's like, "Oh, the Juggernaut! I'm such a big fan." He starts naming X-Men comics and he's like swinging his arms like a little kid.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
It's so good,
I'm
man.
gonna rewatch that movie now
Oh man,
because oh dude, that's so cool.
what's
The next one,
what's next on your list?
X2.
Oh, okay, finally, not the same one.
um, I think that out of the trilogy, this was my favorite. This was my favorite out of the original X-Men trilogy.
Definitely, a lot of people still consider it one of the best superhero movies of all time.
It's up there. I can, but I understand it too. I understand that as well. I like the beginning part of like everyone like kind of like, using the powers and like Charles Xavier's like stop using your power to the public, stop embarrassing yourselves, like clean up this fucking mess.
Yeah, how he was. Isn't that the one where he freezes everyone?
Yeah, he freezes everyone in time. Yeah,
Sick scene.
yeah, and then like he's like telepathically talking to everyone. He's like, bro, like
Stop being some dumbasses.
I know.
They still
And
hate
there's
us.
that. I know, right? I liked seeing. Yeah, we also did see X-23 in this movie, which was cool. At like the very end. Was it X-23? No, it wasn't X-23.
Oh, you're thinking of oh man.
It was another freaking. It was another claw bitch. I should have said it like that. Yeah.
Oh man, Lady Deathstrike.
Let it dash right. Yes, that's what it is. I don't know why I thought X-23. I always think X-23 whenever I see her. Yeah, it was nice seeing that. I don't know about this. Like, there's. Oh yes, Magneto. Fucking Magneto. I loved him in this fucking movie. Where he's like, like locked up and he's like playing chess and everything like that. Oh,
Yeah.
that was awesome. That's amazing. And then like it was nice seeing him like make his own bridge. Oh God, that's
So
incredible.
cool.
That's incredible.
God, man, something about Magneto, man. He's just the coldest motherfucker.
I know, dude. Like it's crazy because like you think that oh yeah this guy could like bend fucking metal. That sounds lame, but like Magneto, like yeah
Right.
man, that man does it amazingly.
Another introduction for Nightcrawler,
Yes, yes, and like
played by freaking Alan Cumming, which I never fucking knew because he's goddamn unrecognizable under that goddamn blue makeup. Fucking
I
my
know.
guy from Spy Kids.
really.
Fuck.
Yeah, he was like freaking in the freaking White House, just like terrorizing the security service.
No
That
idea
was
that
amazing.
was him. I was like, God, it's goddamn Alan Cumming. What the hell? But yeah,
But yeah, that was really good. This movie did really well too. It's crazy. Made $407 million.
yeah.
Makes sense though, because this movie's fucking amazing.
Next on my list is X-Men First Class.
Yeah, that's mine too. It's mine too.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not, because X2 is above,
No,
or
no, it's
X2
not.
is below First Class for you.
Stop it! I got confused.
I know you got confused. That's why you need to shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I take it back.
Why would you say that?
I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyway, X-Men First Class. Definitely, easily the most underrated X-Men movie by far. I mean, getting into Magneto's origins, freaking sick. Actually, fun facts. A lot of the Magneto stuff was taken from an early development of an X-Men Origins Magneto, because they were going to do, the reason why it's called X-Men Origins Wolverine is because they were going to do a series of X-Men Origins movies, and they were going to do Wolverine because it's Wolverine, and then they were going to do Magneto, and so on and so on and so on. So a lot of that stuff was then developed into First Class. And man, the only issue I really have with this movie is Kevin Bacon.
Oh yeah,
He's not
Kevin Bacon.
His performance isn't bad. Nothing about him's bad. Even his powers, I don't really have an issue with. It's basic, but it is. Well, I don't really mind. It's just all I see is Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's Kevin Bacon. I know, but yeah, I mean, remember that scene where Magneto's like hunting the Nazis or whatever, and man, fucking Michael Fassbender's so goddamn good. It's unfair.
I know.
And he like stabbed the dude's hand, and he freaking like, oh, that's such a good scene.
Yeah, that was good.
And this is the movie that introduced Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy, right?
Yes, it is.
So, I mean, what a great introduction to these two. I mean, they had big shoes to fill, and they nailed it. Now, it's really obviously unfortunate what happened to the rest of the series with Darth Phoenix, but I mean, despite everyone's issues with, that whatever, everyone is like, hey, but the cast though,
yeah,
freaking sick. Although they did in this movie, they did waste Zoe Kravitz.
Oh yes, they did.
I always forget she's even in the movie. I'm like, oh yeah, this fucking Zoe Kravitz. I think her name's also Angel.
Yeah, Angel.
Which is
actually, I'll get into that.
And then there's also that really, I don't want to say cringy scene, but it's like that really. It was 2011, I think. It was that scene that felt like it was in every origin sort of movie where.
Yeah, the high school kid moment, like where they're all talking and like all that type of shit. Like,
and then freaking Jennifer Lawrence is like, we should be called the X-Men. It's like, okay.
It's like, okay, shut up.
Jesus. But I mean, yeah, this movie is freaking sick. I don't think I have really much to say about it. I mean, that scene at the end where freaking Magneto pushes the coin through the man's head.
Yes,
woo!
I was just thinking that too.
And of course, Charles is like in that dude's head, so he's sort of like feeling it in a way. And there's that parallel. Oh, it's so good. And of course, it's in the 60s, so it's the Cuban Missile Crisis. Oh, it's so good.
I know, that was awesome.
This movie's like an 8 out of 10 for me.
Definitely. Yeah, the next one on my list is for First Class. Like you said, underrated X-Men movie. Definitely a great introduction to Professor X and Magneto, along with James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender. I liked seeing that little team comprised together, and also like the before kind of like the Brotherhood of Brotherhood of Evil, whatever they're fucking called. I always forget. Is I seeing Azrael, was Nightcrawler's dad, speculation. Nice seeing Emma Frost in there. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon, who's always Kevin Bacon. Every time I think of Kevin Bacon, I think of what is it? The Invisible Man? Oh no, Hollow Man. Hollow Man, that's what it is.
Anytime I think of Kevin Bacon, I think of him saying the N-word in the movie Super, directed by James Gunn.
I've yet to see it.
It's really good, to be honest. Despite him saying it was the most random N word I ever heard too. I was like, what the
Was hard R or soft A?
I think it was hard R.
Damn.
From what I remember. I could be remembering wrong, but I think it was hard R.
Okay. But then also, so like, one thing that people always bring up, like it's always on Twitter, it recycles on Twitter like every few months, where like, speaking of that superhero scene, when the villains show up and Darwin like just fucking gets obliterated, when like Darwin isn't supposed to like get obliterated like that, because his power is like where he can adapt to anything, and he just like gets like crushed, or he just gets like freaking like obliterated like that.
Sorry,
that's what people like.
I have some breaking news.
What?
Apparently, Spider-Man No Way Home's next trailer is going to premiere this Tuesday at a special event in Los Angeles.
Oh, the Ghostbusters fan event.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Shit, it could. I mean, considering this is at a fan event or whatever, I mean, I doubt there's going to be like NDAs and shit. So this is most definitely going to be put online too on Tuesday.
Yep.
Because it's guaranteed to get leaked.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, definitely. I mean, next week next week's gonna be Spider-Man Central, man. We're gonna get No Way Home second trailer, and we're gonna be talking about the Raimi trilogy. Sheesh.
I know, right?
But
going back to First
continue.
Class, yeah, like that scene with Darwin is what everyone brings up in that movie. Other than that, I still think the movie is really, really good. I also like seeing when people were shooting at like Magneto, or Magneto, like he was like getting shot at, and then like he just flings a bullet to like his spine, and I'm like, oh, so good yet so sad. And then like he just like leaves him, and like Magneto leaves him and like flies off. That's all I really got for that movie.
Yeah, so that was First Class. Yeah, my next one is X2. I don't know if I agree with it's one of the best superhero movies of all time. I mean, I guess it used to be up there, but so much good shit has come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we already talked about this movie, but it's just really good. I also loved how in this movie, I think it was this movie, where they had to team up, Charles and Magneto.
Yeah.
Friggin' sick. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say about X2 other than the fact that it's freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
The third one is Deadpool.
Same.
That's my third one. Deadpool. Really, really, really great introduction to the Deadpool character. Ryan Reynolds kills it as always. It's Ryan Reynolds like as Deadpool is like he fits into the category of like people born to play comic book characters. Of course, also there was a scene, or not a scene, it was a comic book panel of Deadpool like kidnapping Ryan Reynolds and all that stuff. So that was kind of like one of those things. It was really, really comedic. It was nice seeing, like kind of like an origin of Deadpool, with him like being like in the weapon program, like that type of thing. Seeing Ajax was pretty cool. With what did he have, like a British accent, right? Yeah, British accent. Colossus. Colossus is always funny.
And also and accurate.
What else? I mean, I remember like the test footage of Deadpool of like the beginning scene. And then, like, it got, like, so much better. Of course, it's test footage. But so, there was a really good, like, introduction to that. Really good intro. What else about that movie? Also, nice final battle scene, too. Like, the superhero landing. I like that a lot. But, yeah, that movie is, like, a freaking 8.5 out of 10 for me. I was jumbling on my thoughts and words. Hopefully, you can explain better than I did.
Yeah, well... Deadpool, I mean, I was ecstatic for Deadpool when it was coming out. I remember when the test footage leaked and I saw it and I freaking freaked out. I was like, this is perfect. And I remember because my mom and dad, they're fucking dorks, but they don't know like everything. So they weren't really familiar with Deadpool. I knew my dad would have liked it. So I showed the test footage to my dad and I was like, look at this. Look at this. This is so cool, isn't it? And he was like, that's pretty good. And I showed it to my mom and my mom wasn't feeling it because it's fucking, gross humor and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so my mom, I was on this like little Deadpool craze before the movie came out. And my mom was like, Jesus, this is going to be, this is the worst. And then we went and saw the movie. It was like, this was like 2016. And it was like February 2016. So Civil War wasn't even out yet. So this is like the most excited I've been to see a movie since like the Avengers. Because it also looked insanely accurate. And we got out of the movie and my mom loved it. And I was like, hell yeah, converted. But yeah, man, I mean, the movie nailed everything it needed to nail. It felt low key, it felt low budget, it felt small scale while it's so true to Deadpool. I mean, again, like I said with Deadpool 2, if you're not a fan of Deadpool's humor, then you're not going to like the movie. It's definitely one of the movies that warrants either you love it or you hate it. And that actually makes sense, because if you love Deadpool's humor, if you love Deadpool, I don't see any reason to not like this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, the bridge scene, I mean, there's so many iconic scenes. My dad, I remember in the theater, my dad was dying laughing at the scene where Deadpool kept trying to punch Colossus and breaking his hands.
Yeah, that was funny.
And then he was like, all the dinosaurs feared the T-Rex, and he kicked him and he broke his foot. Oh man. But obviously how they like recreated the test footage in the movie, and I was like, I remember that. That's from the test footage. And
yeah, I know, right?
I remember when the trailer came out, I was like, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. Oh man. Yeah. 2016 was a fantastic era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah, Deadpool's definitely number 3.
For me, my next one is Days of Future Past.
Piece of shit.
Don't call me that because you already know what the first one's gonna be.
Piece of shit. You copied me again.
I did not copy you, bro.
You looked at my list on Letterboxd and you said that looks good.
I don't even go on Letterboxd that much, bro.
Bro, like, then why does it say viewed by Torrent 2 hours ago?
No, that's horrible.
That's what it says, right? Here.
Never looked on that. Anyways, yeah, this movie, Days of Future Past, is definitely the best like X-Men movie, like, with the name X-Men in it, for sure. It dives deep into like more of the past of like Wolverine, like Wolverine being like kind of like the only one who could mentally go back in time to like stop like things from preventing. It was nice seeing, like kind of like the instance of like you do one thing and like everything changes. I like that a lot. The mutants like kind of like protecting from like the Sentinels, because after like the upgraded Sentinels after them, like killing Mystique and like using her powers
Peter Dinklage,
to
Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage,
oh yeah, Peter
Dinklage.
Yeah, it was nice seeing Peter Dinklage as what's his name?
Trask.
Trask. Yeah,
Whitewashing.
Trask. Yeah, it was nice seeing him as Trask.
I feel like I should explain that. Trask was black in one of the older X-Men movies.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then they just like disregarded that. But yeah, honestly, I enjoyed this movie a lot. And then like I will get into the irony of this movie along with when we speak about the number 1 spot.
Yeah. Days of Future Past definitely my number 2. I expected Days of Future Past to be your number 1.
Nah.
Wow. I am a sucker for time travel stories. Always have been. Man, I mean, this movie has so much shit in it. I mean, yeah, Wolverine going back in time. That entire Sentinel scene where they're just murking everybody is,
I know,
like, destroys me every time. I'm like, God damn, this is brutal. And then, you know, Wolverine with his bone claws. We get the introduction to Quicksilver, which is amazing. Evan Peters, obviously incredible in that role.
That kitchen scene. If I could take time in a bottle. Yeah, that was nice.
Amazing.
It was also really, really nice. Not really, really nice. But yeah, it was nice seeing, like, you know, like everybody, you know, the mutants fighting like the Sentinels, as I said again. Also, I want to say who got done dirty in this movie was Storm. Storm got done dirty in this movie, bro. She was in there for like what, like
Doug
2
got
minutes.
shanked.
I know, and also like one of the mutants got, some of the mutants got done dirty, dude. Like the one mutant who was like making all the portals, she got like freaking stabbed like 4 times. Like Jesus, it was like horrible. Also like the end bit of a Magneto bit, like, and then like the destroyed field. That was pretty cool. That was nice seeing. I can't think of what else like I love about this movie, because the movie is like just, I mean, my thoughts are like all over the place with this movie.
What
But like this
movie?
movie's
Because there was a
what?
scene. Fuck, I don't
What
think it was
scene?
Days of Future Past, but I forgot to mention a scene because I couldn't remember which X-Men movie it's from. But it's a scene where Magneto's with his family, and he's like done with all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was fucking Apocalypse.
It was Apocalypse, yeah.
Yeah, because he was at work and he saved that guy, and people were like, "Oh shit, was that fucking Magneto?" And then they killed his family, which was tough.
Yeah,
That was a fucking phenomenal scene.
it was a phenomenal scene.
Just
You
to
get
back up a little bit.
see the rage. Yeah, you see the pure rage on Magneto.
Yeah, incredible
Yeah.
scene. But yeah, it was also cool seeing both versions of the young and old versions of the characters in the in Days of Future Past. Again, the time travel
was really
shit
nice.
I just adore. Mystique is in her best form in this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Easily Jennifer Lawrence's best performance in these movies. She definitely phoned it in for Dark Phoenix, but can you blame her?
Oh yeah, freaking! Oh my god, let's not get into that. Fuck.
Stryker was cool, I guess.
That's like,
That actor is good.
The actor's good, but it's still Stryker.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Piece of shit. Although I'm still a little confused at the ending where they find
like, you know,
Wolvie in the water, but it's actually
and then
it's Stryker, but it's actually
Mystique.
Mystique. But then how does he get
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that doesn't.
But I let it slide. And then the future scene was nice. You get to see Jean again, which is really cool. And then Wolverine's like, the fuck is going Jean? Oh god.
Yeah.
And then you get to see Beast again, played by Kelsey Grammer, one of the most underrated castings of all time.
Mm-hmm. It's caught. No. That was in a different movie. I forgot to mention that scene. Which scene? Well, it was this movie, right? Where like Professor X is like on. No. That was no.
What?
Was it this movie? It was this movie. Yeah, I believe it was this movie. Where like, you know, fucking Wolverine goes back to the school, and like he sees like, you know, Beast, and he's like, what are you doing here? The school's been closed down for like years, and like, you know, no, wait, what the fuck I'm getting this shit confused.
No, that was Days of Future Past.
Yeah. I'm right.
Because he
I'm
goes to the
right,
school and he's like, do you have a kid here? And he was like, no. Where's the professor? And he was like, he doesn't live here anymore. And then Charles comes down. And he's like, who's at the door?
Yeah.
Who's at the door?
Like,
Beast. What the fuck is Beast's name? Hank. Who's at the door? Hank. and he's
and
like
then like and
he's like
then
some hairy prick, and
yeah,
he's like, "Oi, mate, what you doing here?"
yeah, and then he's like, yeah, I need your help, and he's like, well, I'm gonna tell you what you told us years ago. Fuck
Fuck off.
off.
Even though he said, "Go fuck
Yeah,
yourself," dumbass. Couldn't even get the quote right.
I know. But yeah. Oh my god. This is how like my mind is with these X-Men movies. There's so much shit going on and so much like moments tied into each other. Just
But
like the
yeah, it was like,
continuity.
oh, man, that movie's so good because you get the tough scene how he's like handling his essentially drug addiction,
Yeah, pretty much.
trying to keep his legs. But man,
Yeah, I know. But yeah, and then like at the end, everything's all good and everything's nice and dandy. Blah blah blah, whatever. And do you want to go into the number one?
yeah, we go to number one. Get into your irony point. So obviously, number
Yeah,
one is
so
Logan.
is Logan.
No shit.
Where yeah, and we're in the future. Every mutant's like dying off, and the irony part is that Days of Future Past, where they're trying to save the mutants, they end up getting saved only for them to get killed off again. That is the biggest irony.
If
in
it's the same continuity.
Yeah, so it's like, what the fuck happened there?
Because Days of Future Past was supposed to erase 1 through 3 in Origins and whatnot, but they reference 1 in Logan.
Yeah, because freaking Professor X is like, I remember you were like cage fighting, and it's like, huh? Like what?
Yeah, and he was
Excuse
like,
me?
the Statue of Liberty was a long time ago, Charles. And it's like, but because in Days of Future Past, he's like, find us. But in 1, if that happens, he would have I don't know, man. The continuity's fucked up. My assumption is always for Logan, I guess specifically, is it's in a separate continuity where generally 1 through 3 happened, Origins happened, aspects of Origins happened. God, this is so fucking stupid. But yeah, it's like its own little thing.
Yeah, it's whatever. Anyways, great ending for Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Really, really brutal and visceral, which like it was nice to see.
Finally,
it's nice seeing kind of like more weakness to Logan with the adamantium killing him essentially. Like real like just like it's like a disease poisoning him and everything. It was nice seeing like kind of like the mutant like of the Weapon X program kind of like on crack with like like little kids like fucking slaughtering soldiers, and got to see the young version of X-23. I love saying that. The actress is really really cool. She was really great.
Yeah, I mean, you toe that line when you get kid actors, and Daphne Keane, that's her name. Did a phenomenal job.
Really, it was phenomenal. Loved the relationship with, of course, her and Logan, and honestly, like I can't like love this movie any more than what it is. I definitely think that it is definitely top 5 like comic book movies of all time.
For me, it's one of if not the best superhero movie ever made.
Really,
which is, I mean, a lot of people make comparisons, fair comparisons, in fairness, to The Last of Us. But goddamn, they do it well.
Yeah, really. I liked the kind of like the X-Men like comic tie-in, whatever. It's like, oh yeah, we got to go to like this place. It's kind of like a safe haven.
That
blah,
was
blah,
so
blah.
cool.
It was nice, and it was also nice seeing kind of like the House of X kind of like tie-in where like Professor X is just like having all these like mind breaks and like causing like major earthquakes because of his powers. That was just really nice to see.
Yeah, those scenes are super stressful.
I know, it really was. It was super duper stressful.
It was cool seeing classic Loki. That was fun. Stephen Merchant was cool.
Yeah,
Stephen Merchant was really good, actually.
It was really nice. But like, man, also like the clone of Logan was really cool too.
I remember
what
when
was
I
his name?
first watched it, I was like, wow, that guy looks a lot like Hugh Jackman.
I know, right?
I guess like the
You're,
buzz cut like threw me off or something. I was like, they got a guy look a lot like Hugh Jackman, but no, it's just Hugh Jackman.
yeah, yeah. It was really nice seeing that, and then like um, the ending was just whole like it was just oh my god,
Heartbreaking.
the ending. It really just like if I could cry at any superhero movie, it would be that movie.
It's
I
actually
think I was close.
the
I think I was close to crying.
the putting the cross as an X at the end in a worse movie. That'd be one of the corniest scenes.
Funniest things, yeah.
But it works
But
so well.
it works so well with this movie, and oh, dude,
Yeah, like
man,
the scene where X-24 just shanks Charles. It's like, oh
I was like,
no. And the I think I would watch this movie more if it wasn't for the horribly brutal scene. I mean, pretty much that scene where that entire family gets murked.
yeah, they just get freaking just killed.
Oh, I'm like, why man? It
But
sucks so much.
you want to know something about Logan?
What?
The one time in theaters, that was the only time I've seen it. I've never like rewatched it.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't rewatched the movie since like I saw it in
Why?
theaters because
Why?
dude, I just haven't done it.
Bro,
But
what are
but
you
dude,
doing?
but man, like now that now that she brought it up, dude, like
It's on
now
Hulu.
that seems, and I don't have Hulu,
Then
dude.
get Hulu.
Bro, everything's on Hulu, man. Oh my god, I can't win.
Just
I
get
can't
Hulu.
win. I can't win. Anyways,
Suck it up.
but yeah,
Watch
that
the
scene.
ads.
I'm not gonna watch the ads, bro. I'm just gonna get the
Bro.
non-ad version,
No,
bro.
get the
I'm
ad
not watching.
version. The ads aren't
I'm
that
not,
bad.
bro. Who wants to pay for ads? Think about it. Think about that
Unless,
logically. Who wants to pay for ads?
look, I get it, but it's not that bad.
Oh, God. You know what? I think I will because I will save money that way.
And you actually get
Anyways,
to watch movies and
great
shows.
movies.
Brooklyn
I know.
Nine-Nine. It's Always Sunny in
Yes.
Philadelphia. You'll get to watch
Mm,
fucking Atlanta when it comes out.
I know, right? Anyways, but yeah, that was yeah, that scene was just horrible, man. I remember like the theater just going silent during that thing, and it was just like, my God, whoever written this movie, you are awful in the best way possible. But man, this movie is so good. Definitely 9.5, maybe even out of 10 when I rewatched the movie.
That shit's a 10 out of 10 from me. Easy. I'm not one of those, like, I believe that, like, nothing's perfect, but at the same time, stuff can be 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I actually have a lot of stuff that I consider a 10 out of 10, which I probably shouldn't consider a 10 out of 10, but I do anyway.
Hmm.
Just out of personal bias. But as far as like actual movie making goes, Logan, no question for me, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's the X-Men movies ranked. Is that the show?
All right, that's the show. And thank you for listening to the Avengers podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at Torrentino. And where can they reach you?
They can find me at itszenith_ on Twitter or youtube.com/itszenith.
Sounds good. We have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. Those will be linked in the show notes. You can check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave 5 stars and review, it would really help us out.
Please review
Thanks
the
again for listening
show.
to the.
Please.
Shut up.
Please review this. It would really just, put a review. We'll read your review out on the show. We'll be like, hey, look at Sammy McDougal over here rated the show 5 stars. He said, great show, great job, keep doing what you do. Just review the please. Get us out there.
we'll definitely read reviews that we get. But anyways, thanks again for listening to the Avengers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.